Zafiksировать.
Khamzat Chimaev was recently seen being taken down by one of his sparring partners ahead of his upcoming bout with Dricus Du Plessis. Despite this, TJ Dillashaw pointed out that Chimaev holds the edge in striking, grappling strength, and jiu-jitsu when compared to Du Plessis. However, he did mention that cardio remains a potential issue for Chimaev. To address this, Dillashaw revealed that he connected Chimaev with Sam Calavita from the training lab, someone who has helped him personally in the past. Dillashaw is confident that with Sam's guidance, Chimaev's cardio and weight cut problems will be resolved, giving him a solid advantage going into the fight.
I was like, look, Chimaev's the better striker in my opinion, technically. He's by far the better grappler and has more strength and better jiu-jitsu. Like, DDP is nonstop pressure. He's awkward, and that awkwardness gets it done. I'd say the reason why Chimaev won't win is because of his cardio. I said that before, right? And then I met him, and I introduced him. So this guy's Sam Calavita that I'm talking about. He owns Training Lab. He's the one that gave me my bro science PhD and everything I'm talking about now, and I did it in his garage. So I learned everything you could possibly learn about peak performance and how to get your body there. Well, I introduced Armin to Sam Calavita, which has been working with him, and you've seen the way he's been looking lately. But now I've also introduced Chimaev to him.
TJ Dillashaw went on to explain that Sam Calavita handles all his strength and conditioning work right from his garage, creating a gritty, Rocky-style training setup alongside top-level fighters. According to him, Chimaev has now adopted this same program and is expected to show much improved cardio in his upcoming fight. TJ also highlighted Sam's unique training style, especially his advanced water displacement techniques, which he believes will help Chimaev cut weight more effectively, ultimately boosting his overall performance in the octagon.
Sam Calavita's got like some killers in his garage. He does all of his strength conditioning in his garage, which is amazing. It's like Rocky style training. So Chimaev's doing it right now. I highly suspect he's going to have a better gas tank for this next fight. And I think he's going to get the win because of it. Not only does Sam train you the right way to be this freak of cardio, but he also is going to help him make weight very easy. Sam's algorithms on the water displacement that he's got is next level. He'd always have me show up to fight week. I fight 135s. He'd have me show up to fight week. So that's what, 5 days before or 7 days before on Sunday. As long as I weigh 150 and I'm hydrated, I know I've made weight. Now it's just about water displacement, doing it the right way. And he's going to do the same thing for Chimaev. So he's going to make the weight better, which in turn is going to make his cardio better. And he's going to train the right way. With all the stuff that I know now, everything that I know is because of Sam Calavita. And that's what Chimaev's doing right now.
Luke Rockhold described Khamzat Chimaev as an absolute monster, known for his relentless aggression, strong wrestling foundation, and explosive starts. He noted that Chimaev tends to overwhelm and break his opponents early in the fight. According to Rockhold, the real challenge for anyone facing Chimaev is simply surviving the opening rounds.
I mean, I don't go watch it. I don't go watch it every training session, but he's, you know what he's gonna do. He's a wrestler. He's a grappler. He's gonna get relentless pressure. He's gonna start fast and hard. And can Dricus take that? Can he take that first round, that first 2 rounds? I mean, that's what life is about for his fight, his opponents. Can they withstand the barrage? Because he's going to bring it.
Rockhold raised questions about Chimaev's ability to maintain his pace against Dricus Du Plessis in the later championship rounds. Having trained with Du Plessis, he described him as tough, unpredictable, and hard to put away. Rockhold also pointed out that while Chimaev applies intense pressure early, it might not hold up across all 5 rounds. He emphasized Du Plessis's underrated ground game, unconventional yet effective striking, and strong confidence as key factors that shouldn't be ignored.
Do you reckon Khamzat will be able to handle DDP later on in the fight if he can survive?
I don't like those opportunities for him. I've trained with DDP a lot. He's tough. He ain't gonna go away. But you gotta dominate him. You gotta finish him. I mean, you gotta dominate him from start to finish. Or you gotta finish him early. I mean, and I just don't see how Khamzat's going to keep that pressure. That his intensity you can only keep that for so long. That's not 5-round material. DDP is tough. He's tough as, people don't give him a lot of credit. He's just awkwardly. He's got weird timing and rhythm, and he's good. And he mixes it up. He's very confident. And that's what everything's about. So he's got good grappling, decent wrestling, and some striking, but it works.
Recently, Khamzat Chimaev was spotted being taken down during a grappling sparring session with one of his training partners. This brief moment sparked some concerns among fans and analysts about whether he can maintain dominance in extended bouts, especially with the kind of unorthodox pressure and relentless style that Dricus Du Plessis is known for. Additionally, Ali Abdelaziz revealed that Khamzat Chimaev has resumed training in Russia and is now completely focused. He referred to Chimaev as one of the UFC's biggest stars and opened up about the tough time Chimaev had while dealing with COVID, including severe symptoms like coughing up blood. Now that he's fully recovered, both physically and mentally, Abdelaziz believes Chimaev is capable of defeating anyone, even if the fight goes into the later rounds.
Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. How do you feel about this fight?
Everybody know I used to work with Khamzat. I love the guy. After COVID, it really messed him up. One of the craziest things I ever seen. Throwing up like blood. As far as I know now, he's in Russia. He's in camp. He's focused. He's a superstar. He's one of the biggest stars in the UFC. When you have this kind of pressure, sometimes people doesn't know how to handle it. It's hard to bet against focused Khamzat, healthy Khamzat. I think he can beat anyone on any given day. As talent, as technique, is Khamzat. If you go to the third and fourth and fifth round, how this fight gonna go? I believe Khamzat can go there. Did to him what he did to Robert Whittaker. 100%, I believe it.
Henry Cejudo praised Chimaev's ability to take control right from the opening bell, especially highlighting his dominant performance against Robert Whittaker. However, he also cautioned that Dricus Du Plessis is far from an easy opponent to read. According to Cejudo, Du Plessis pushes forward with relentless pressure, fights at a wild yet effective pace, and has a knack for wearing opponents down. He admitted that while he once viewed Du Plessis as chaotic and hard to predict, he now sees him as a serious threat who requires a well-prepared 5-round strategy.
Does Khamzat beat DDP?
Man, Khamzat could beat anybody in the world in about a round. It's super impressed with what he did to Robert Whittaker. I don't see that against DDP. DDP's scrambling, man. You're going to need to really be able to pace yourself for 5 rounds. And with DDP's train just continue to keep rolling and he's still steaming and his train's still hot. It depends on how long DDP wants to take a break. You're going to have to prepare, man, for a guy like DDP. You're going to need a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder to get ready, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think DDP's too... I used to think he was the sloppiest thing on planet Earth, and I thought the same thing about Marab. Until they bring that volume and just the tenacity. It changes everything.
In another clip, Khamzat Chimaev was seen being taken down by Alexander Gustafsson during a sparring session, something that caught many off guard considering Chimaev's strong grappling reputation. The footage led to speculation about his takedown defense and whether he'll be able to stay in control against someone as powerful and unpredictable as Dricus Du Plessis, especially in a high-stakes, high-pressure matchup. Eddie Alvarez acknowledged that it's tough to bet against Khamzat Chimaev due to his explosive power and the danger he brings in the early rounds. However, he also highlighted that Dricus Du Plessis has an awkward and unpredictable style, messy at times, but undeniably effective. Alvarez praised Du Plessis for his incredible cardio and relentless work rate, calling him one of the most dedicated athletes in the game. He pointed out that while Chimaev poses a major threat early on, if the fight extends beyond the second round, momentum could begin to swing in Du Plessis's favor.
I think it's hard to bet against Chimaev for me. The guy's a powerhouse, but I can't pick that. Yeah, Dricus is like this odd character for me. Like I never really watching him aesthetically. It don't all look perfect. It's very like it doesn't look aesthetically. It doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. His conditioning's crazy. He's one of the hardest workers in the entire sport, and he finds a way. He's one of them guys who find a way, regardless of how it looks. So you can never count him out. But I think Chimaev, if it goes past round 2, Dricus.
Additionally, Edmund Shabazian shared that the result of the fight may largely hinge on the opening rounds. He believes Chimaev's best chance at victory comes from applying early pressure and using his wrestling to take control. However, Shabazian slightly favored Du Plessis, pointing to his toughness and unconventional movement as potential keys to weathering the early storm and turning the tide later in the bout. He described it as a tightly contested matchup, with both fighters bringing intense pressure in very different styles.
Actually, I think if it's the first 2 rounds, I think Chimaev, if he doesn't finish him in the first 2 rounds, Du Plessis should take it. But if it's in the first 2 rounds, if Chimaev's going to win, it's going to be in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. What's your official pick?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to lean towards DDP because he's a tough dude, man, and he's just so awkward, and you never know, he might scramble out of those like positions Chimaev puts him in. But Chimaev is a dog too, man. The guy doesn't stop, and he's relentless with his grappling.
KO Baralho weighed in on the clash between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, calling it a difficult fight to call. He noted that Du Plessis has a history of proving people wrong, especially when underestimated. However, he also pointed out that Chimaev's explosive starts and aggressive approach make him extremely dangerous in the early moments. According to KO, if the fight ends quickly, it likely favors Chimaev, but if it stretches into the later rounds, Du Plessis could take over. While he leans slightly toward Chimaev, KO admitted he wouldn't be surprised if Du Plessis manages to pull off another upset.
It's a hard one because every time I bet against DDP, he shut my mouth. So it's hard, but he's facing Khamzat. You know, Khamzat is very hard in the first or second round. So I think he can get it done real fast. But other way, if it's not done real fast, I think Dricus, you're gonna make him have a hard night. So I'll go Khamzat. Maybe Dricus will shut my mouth again, but I'll go Khamzat.
Alexander Gustafsson spoke highly of Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling and grappling skills, noting that they stand out regardless of any potential size advantage Dricus Du Plessis might have. He emphasized that Chimaev is still physically capable of matching up and highlighted the significant gap in grappling ability between the two. In Gustafsson's view, that disparity gives Chimaev a clear edge going into the fight.
You're like 2-3 weight classes above him. How strong is he? Because I've seen like he's a good training partner for you.
Yeah, no, he's very natural, strong, you know, and he has very strong genes, and he just comes with raw power, you know. All his power just comes from nature, you know.
Just natural.
Natural, yeah. So guys, to get the full All-Stars experience,
Darren Till shared a confident and straightforward take on the upcoming bout between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. He admitted he's not particularly a fan of Du Plessis' style, expressing frustration that someone with such a chaotic and unpredictable approach keeps finding success. However, Till made it clear he still respects Du Plessis as a fighter and understands the danger of underestimating him. That said, his full support lies with Chimaev. He predicted his close friend would get the job done within 2 rounds, highlighting Chimaev's intense training and strong mental focus as key factors. According to Till, that preparation will be what sets him apart on fight night.
Beats Khamzat, your boy.
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on Khamzat Chimaev, describing him as a phenomenal talent, particularly in the welterweight division. However, he also pointed out that Chimaev has faced challenges when it comes to making the 170-pound weight limit, calling him inconsistent and lacking discipline in that regard. Despite those issues, Rogan praised Chimaev's grit and determination, especially referencing his bout with Gilbert Burns. He recalled how Chimaev absorbed heavy shots, was even knocked down, yet refused to back down. That level of mental toughness, according to Rogan, makes him a serious threat and incredibly difficult to break.
Khamzat's a freak, man.
How about,
especially at 170?
Dude, but he can't make the weight. He's too unreliable.
He just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. Bro, 170, he's almost unstoppable. Even when Gilbert caught him on the noggin multiple times and dropped him, remember?
Yep.
Still kept going.
Still
like that guy never stopped coming.
Rogan also described Khamzat Chimaev as someone with a terrifying presence, comparing him to an assassin. He pointed out that Chimaev isn't just highly skilled, but also physically imposing. Rogan even joked that the thought of Chimaev makes him uneasy, even while relaxing at home. He characterized Chimaev as a fighter who steps into the cage with a mindset to dominate and destroy, calling him one of the most intimidating athletes in the sport.
Khamzat is an assassin. Khamzat is a terrifying human being. He's terrifying. He's really good. He's really good and really big.
I get scared at home.
You should be.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. Khamzat's a murderer. I mean, when he gets into that octagon, he's seek and destroy. He's a dangerous man.
John Wood is backing Dricus Du Plessis to come out on top against Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319. He anticipates a hard-fought, competitive matchup, but believes Du Plessis's unorthodox style, physical strength, and raw power could give him the upper hand. Wood dismissed concerns about Du Plessis's cardio, stating those issues are a thing of the past. Confident in Du Plessis's ability to withstand Chimaev's early aggression, he predicted the reigning champion would take over in the later rounds and possibly secure a late stoppage as the fight wears on.
Again, kind of like the Pena-Harrison fight, I'm going to go with Dricus on this one. I'm going to go with Dricus in a gritty, dirty, nasty fight. He's going to have a rough couple rounds. But I think he's going to stick around. I don't think he's an easy guy to finish. It's an awkward style. He's strong. He's big. You know, cardio issues I don't think are a thing anymore. I think that he is going to get deep into that fight, and I think he finishes.
Tom Aspinall shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis, calling it a thrilling and high-stakes matchup. He praised Chimaev's wrestling and physical power, while also speaking positively about Du Plessis, mentioning that he's a great person and someone he's met a few times. Despite his respect for both fighters, Aspinall admitted it's a tough one to call, but ultimately, he doesn't see Du Plessis being able to stop Chimaev's grappling. In the end, he gave a slight edge to Chimaev.
Oh, this is interesting matchup. Chimaev is really high-level wrestler and he's strong. I like Dricus. He meet a couple times. It's hard to prediction, but I don't think so that Dricus will stop wrestling Chimaev, and I think maybe Chimaev will beat this.
Jason Mayhem Miller weighed in on the matchup, saying Dricus Du Plessis has a serious challenge ahead of him in dealing with someone as unpredictable as Khamzat Chimaev. He pointed out that Chimaev's unique mix of sharp striking and high-level grappling makes him a difficult opponent to prepare for. Mayhem questioned whether Du Plessis will be able to defend takedowns effectively, strike while advancing, and handle the relentless pressure Chimaev brings. In his view, the fight could ultimately come down to which fighter has the superior conditioning.
Do you counter wrestle? Do you find your striking exchanges working when you push the guy backwards? And can you do that without overshooting and getting taken down? Do you want to get taken down and make a scramble and this? No, probably not. Du Plessis has work cut out for him. Like, he has to kind of figure this enigma out of a dude who can kickbox pretty good with this European style kickboxing and also really high level grappling. I don't know. I think it'll come down to who's in the best shape, who's the best conditioned. That's really the end of that. Happy birthday, August 16th. We're going to see that one.
Mayhem gave a slight edge to Chimaev, highlighting his wrestling foundation as the reason behind his composed, energy-efficient style in grappling exchanges. He observed that while Du Plessis is undeniably strong, much of that power seems to come from added muscle rather than a naturally efficient frame, which could become a disadvantage in a physically demanding, extended fight. In Miller's opinion, Chimaev carries the upper hand overall.
Do you lean a little more towards one or the other right now?
Yeah, Chimaev, you know, because he has like this special ingrained, and I say this because you start the kids young and they just get a little extra something, you know, there's a little bit of extra feel. There's another 10,000 hours put on top of their athleticism because they've been doing this for so long, grappling especially. And Du Plessis is an excellent grappler, but what it comes down to is being able to relax during those grappling exchanges and not use that much energy. His body is big, but he's like a bigger human being, not necessarily just a big muscle-bound guy like Du Plessis. He's like Du Plessis has the frame of a lighter man, but has put on muscle to compete at the higher weight class. Chimaev might have an edge. Might be an upset there.
Jamal Hill said he's slightly leaning toward Dricus Du Plessis in the upcoming fight, admitting that Du Plessis has surprised him in the past. He pointed out Du Plessis's solid cardio, physical strength, and awkward striking style, which he believes could create problems for Chimaev. Hill also noted Chimaev's tendency to slow down in the later rounds. However, he warned against underestimating Chimaev, highlighting his high-level grappling as a serious weapon.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land, so I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too, so it's interesting.
That wraps up today's video. What's your take on this matchup? How do you see the fight playing out? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out some of our other content appearing on the screen right now.